Welcome, Polinians. This year we are celebrating St. Paul University, Quezon City's Diamond Jubilee. I'm Alicia Sabravinas, your host for today's Tipol Talk. October 15 was World Students' Day. Kaya naman, syempre, we would like to dedicate this episode to our fellow students. Diba? Yes, you heard it right. Para sa inyo to, we are celebrating you today. October 15 was named World Students' Day by the United Nations in 2010, as this was the birthday of India's former president, APJ Abdul Kalam. He was noted for his love for students and his focus on education. As Jose Rizal once said, the youth is the hope of our future. Students are the ones who will make advances for our country in the next few years. Regardless of where they are coming from, everyone who is eager to learn and improve their knowledge should always be recognized and be part of this celebration. Maraming students ang nagsisikap para lang sa studies nila. Lahat tayo ay gusto makagraduate at maging successful para sa sarili at sa pamilya for sure. Now we will pause for a break and we'll be back for our first guest this afternoon. And we're back. We invited a special guest this afternoon who best understands students as he is one himself. It's none other than the Polinian Student Government President for this school year of 2021 and 2022. Let us all welcome Raphael Luis Javier. Hey, congratulations nga pala for being elected as President. Kumusta ka naman today?
Hello, Alicia. Maraming salamat pala sa pag-imbita sa akin. Ngayon, maayos naman ako, masaya, and at the same time, overwhelmed din.
Well, that's good to hear, and we do know how you feel right now. So to proceed, World Students' Day is a perfect way for us to recognize and honor the students' hard work in school. Especially with this pandemic, it has been a challenging time for everyone on how to adjust and learn our lessons online. As the president of the Polinian Student Government, or PSG, what are some challenges of students that you have encountered yourself or observed from others?
Alam mo, Miss Alicia, napakaganda ng tanong na yan. No? Siguro magfo-focus na lang ako sa mga challenges na present ngayon sa current situation natin, which is the new normal and the online virtual classes. Unang-una sa lahat, mahalaga na malaman natin kung saan nga ba nanggagaling itong challenges na nararanasan natin. The pandemic has disrupted our lives and it surely affected every aspect of our lives, including mental health, emotional health, our social life, and madami pang iba. At ito yung mga bagay na importante sa isang estudyante na kagaya natin, no? And when these factors are affected, talagang magkakaroon tayo ng problema. Siguro, number one sa problems nito is yung adjustment period natin sa new normal. Kasi madaming estudyante no, na nawawalan ng motivation sa life, and some naman nawawalan na ng motivation sa pagkaaral. And based naman sa iba kong nakakausap, sinasabi nila na naapektuhan na rin yung mental health nila. And kasi alam mo, the pandemic also disrupted our coping mechanisms, lalo na sa panahon ngayon kasi hindi tayo nakakapagkita-kita, tapos restricted pa tayo ngayon, and surely nakakulong tayo lahat sa four corners ng bahay natin. And I think that is something very stressful para sa atin kasi anxieties may develop and it may affect your performance as a student. Another problem is academic burnout. Ito personally na-experience ko siya kasi hindi naman talaga madaling mag-aral online yung setup. Mahirap i-grasp yung lessons. And lastly siguro na masasabi ko, yung takot na nararamdaman natin. Yung takot sa COVID, yeah, that's given na. And yung takot na baka gumraduate tayo ng incompetent kasi baka hindi enough yung napag-aralan natin sa loob ng online class sa trabaho na papasukin natin. Yeah, I think that's all.
Well, I agree with everything that you have said as a student myself, Rafi. So considering that you are a student leader, do you have some projects for students that you think will greatly help them with online learning?
Yeah, actually madami kaming projects, no. Madami kaming naiisip, no, together with the council and our advisor, si Miss B. Sabi ko nga kanina, importanteng malaman natin yung sources at saka yung pinanggagalingan ng challenges na na-experience natin as students. It is a vital step kasi doon nakasalalay yung plans namin as a council, kung paano namin may a-address yung yung problema. This pandemic has taught us that the only certain in this world is uncertainty. And I do believe kasi na yung adjustment period natin sa online setup is so 2020 na, alam mo yun, dapat tapos na tayo mag-adjust kasi dapat sanay na tayo sa kung ano yung meron tayo ngayon, no? I think what the student needs talaga is a push, no? Konting tulak lang kasi it is our job as a council to help students to thrive holistically in this new normal. And this is our normal, alam mo yun. Ito na yung normal natin. Kailangan natin siyang yakapin, tanggapin, para for us to be able to fully bloom ulit as Polanians. And as the president of the council, it is our vision na tumulong para sa ikabubuti ng ating students. And some of our long-term project includes, number one dito, Kaibigang Polania. No? It is a peer counseling group. We wanted to make mental health a priority kasi napaka-importanting bagay nun sa estudyante kasi it affects the overall performance of a person. Number two, we are planning to establish a study group given the fact na hindi naman talaga madali mag-aral sa panahon ngayon. At saksi ako doon kasi nahihirapan din naman talaga akong i-take yung mga lessons namin. And for sure, maraming nag-struggle academically sa panahon ngayon. And we wanted to be of help to those person. And siguro isa pang project na may share ko sa inyo is we are planning to develop a platform called Polanian Hangouts. Pinlano namin to for us to increase social connection, social engagement, and to strengthen the Polanian band. Kasi nakakalungkot na hindi tayo nakakapagkita and gusto namin ibalik yung feeling na magkakasama tayo sa gym. Ayun lang.
Thank you, Rafi. I do look forward to your projects and the council's projects for this school year. So we will pause for a short break and we'll be back for our next guest. Welcome back. Our guest for today is a graduate from St. Paul College, Quezon City with a bachelor's degree in psychology. She also has a master's degree in clinical psychology in De La Salle University, Master of Arts in Psychology in St. Paul University, Quezon City, and is a candidate for Doctor of Philosophy in Psychology in St. Paul University, Philippines. She is currently a psychologist and psychometrician in LifeMap Psychological Consultancy Incorporated, Graduate Studies Coordinator, and Program Chairperson in Psychology in St. Paul University, Quezon City. Let us all welcome Ms. Khristine Condes. How are you doing today, Miss?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm good.
It's great to have you here today. So, to proceed, since you interact with students in your work as a professor, are there any of them who talk to you for guidance or advice, especially during this pandemic?
Yes, definitely. I guess it's because of my philosophy as a teacher, wherein it's important for me to establish relationship with them. And by establishing relationship with the students, I get to make them more engaged with the schoolwork as well as in school activities. So this also includes that they get to open up more about their lives. And at the same time, I was able to build rapport with them. So basically, I am included in their development as a student and as an individual. So they do talk to me about problems during the pandemic. Actually, even before the pandemic, a lot of students would come forward and ask and seek guidance from me.
So, syempre po, when it comes to online learning, there are a lot of challenges for us students. But how can we appreciate the efforts and initiatives of our students?
Well, I guess just the fact that the students are coming into class, it already shows their determination to complete their studies. And for me, in my classes, I always give them what do you call that? Encouragement, and at the same time, I thank them. No, minsan kasi nakakalimutan natin na ang mga estudyante meron ding mga sariling pinagdadaanan, and just the fact that they are in the session, in the meeting, is already a big deal. Lalo na with the current setup ng St. Paul, na napakabilis na mga sessions natin. One cycle is only 1 month. So uh, always encouraging them, always taking note of the efforts that they have provided. In one of my subjects, if I give an activity or an assignment, the following meeting, I would already take note. Oh, good job to everyone, giving them encouragement again. Good job for completing the assignment. O meron pang natitirang isa, dalawa. O you have until today to complete it. So these small words actually give them that determination to work on their school activities.
Well, we do appreciate that kind of encouragement, and it would help us to motivate ourselves to work harder for our assignments. And uh, even if after we get burnt out, we do appreciate the effort or the motivation you give after. So, uh, what are some projects or services this school year that the professors have prepared for students that can greatly help them?
Ah, Ito, actually, just last Friday, no, the school has conducted the Tipol town hall meeting for the mental health of our students. And nandun talaga na kailangan i-push natin yung mga students to attend all activities that is being provided by the SAO and even the school, because they might not see the value at the moment, but later on when they are already faced with challenges, that's the time hopefully that they get to remember what was being talked about in those webinars that is provided to them. Aside from that, of course, the adjustment that the school made in making sure that online learning is feasible for our students, shortening the amount of time per subject and making sure na only 2 or 3 classes are being offered per cycle. So that is an initiative that we see is something that is encouraging, or I keep on using the word encouraging. I don't know why. Pero, you know, hopefully the students see the value in that. And another initiative perhaps is the use of new technology on how to encourage students to study. And for example, in my psychological assessment class, since there's no face-to-face classes and medyo dehado talaga sila pagdating doon sa mga laboratory hours, no, we use McGraw-Hill Connect to somehow compensate for the lack of on-hand training with the psychological tools. Ayan. So the teachers are very open in using or in utilizing technology.
Well, we would want to participate in that just to help the students with that project. So, guys, we'll be joined by Raphael, Javier, and Miss Khristine Condes in the next segment. So don't click off just yet. And we are now back, and we'll be joined by Miss Condes and Raphael Javier. For this segment, some students who have sent in letters will have their problems heard with the guidance of Miss Condes and with the help of Raphael Javier. They will give them some advice that may help them in their situation. Now, this first student, called Irene, sent in a concern. I feel overwhelmed from schoolworks, extracurricular activities, and house chores. At the end of the day, I don't feel that I accomplished something or are efficient enough, even if I usually finish them. Is there something I can do to manage my time? Ms. Condes, what can we do to help Irene?
Well, first, Irene, you need to be kind to yourself. No, do not pressure yourself into making sure that everything will be completed on time. Second, try to divide your time in a 30-minute increment, meaning you give yourself 30 minutes to work on one particular topic, and then move forward after you have already completed or that 30 minutes has already been done. Okay, so that the work completed can be just limited to 30 minutes.
I would also take that advice is from Khristine. But Raphael, as a PSG officer and student yourself, what can you offer as advice for Irene?
Siguro just to add sa sinabi ni Miss Tin, no? Kapag napagod ka, Irene, magpahinga ka, alam mo, matuto kang tumigil kapag napapagod and na-overwhelmed ka. Siguro, it's good to keep then a checklist of your task para hindi ka na-overwhelm. And kung na-overwhelm ka, which is normal naman, I highly suggest na to take a break and huminga ng malalim para kumalma ka. And importante rin kasi na to stay connected with yourself sa mga ganitong pagkakataon.
Ako ba kausap mo, Rafi? Kasi parang ako yung tinamaan eh. I'm just kidding. But I hope their advice helps you with your time management, Irene. Good luck with school. Now, for our next student, Lisa sent in her concern about her family. I will read her letter. Lately, I am having trouble sharing my problems with my family, as I have the fear of being invalidated and being told to get over it as if it is nothing worse than their own problems. How do I make them realize that I need someone to listen to me for once? I just need someone to understand me. Ms. Condes, do you have some advice you can give to Lisa?
Yeah, maybe Lisa, what you can do is to try not to overthink it. Okay, sometimes we tend to learn from our experiences with communicating with our parents, and you have to understand that your situation can be different now as compared to before. So before assuming that they will not listen to you, that they will just invalidate you, try to come forward and talk to them first. Okay, you never know, maybe they are just waiting for you to open up.
Yes, that is true. In my family, we do try to communicate, and if I may share, I do breathing exercise before I approach my parents, because sometimes whenever they say some encouraging words that might be too tough, I just take a deep breath. But how about you, Rafi, as a student?
I do agree kasi sometimes ang taong problemado, di naman nang kailangan ng solusyon, no? Ang kailangan ng taong makikinig, empathy, understanding and care. Siguro, the only thing that I can suggest is try to open up, no? Try to communicate kung ano yung nararamdaman mo. Kasi hindi mo naman siya malalaman hanggat hindi mo nasusubukan. Pero it is good na aware ka sa fears mo, and it is best talaga to properly communicate it.
So as a comm student myself, it is best that you communicate with your family. But I do understand your struggle, Lisa, and I hope their advice helps you in your problem with your family. To all my students out there, kaya natin to. At wag mawawalan ng lakas. We believe in you. And I hope the advice from Ms. Condes and Raphael Javier will be helpful to you. And thank you, Ms. Condes and Rafi. So now we will pause for a short break and we will be right back. Thank you everyone for watching today's episode. This is our way to show appreciation to all students. We would also like to thank Ms. Khristine Condes and Raphael Javier for being with us today. If you like today's episode, don't forget to subscribe to Tipol TV, like and share this video, and click the notification bell to be notified of our upcoming episodes. See you next week!